What's the worst movie you've ever watched? There's plenty of videos out there describing a multitude of classics like Food Fight, Cats, The Emoji Movie, Movie 43, 365 Days, and Jack and Jill. They're all easy pickings for that worst movie title, obviously not forgetting the magnificent Fred the Movie, where slowing down some scenes makes the audio sound like a snuff film. What I'm saying is that there's plenty of bad films out there, whether that's due in part to the cast, the writing, the plot, it all plays a factor on whether or not we can judge a piece of media as good or bad. The UK is not innocent when it comes to this. We have produced some horrible media. But I know a film so bad, so abhorrent, that it's actually making its way through the stratosphere now. Oh, there it is! Oh. Run for Your Wife. What do you want me to say about this? It stars Danny Dyer, nationally well-known hardman soap actor and presenter behind the infamous catchphrase,
"Is it right? Or is it wrong?"
Sweat.
He plays taxi driver John Smith, that's his real name, who leads a bigamist lifestyle without the knowledge of his two partners. That's it. Bigamy means being married to two people, by the way. The film also co-stars Neil Morrissey, literal Bob the Builder, Denise Van Outen, like air fryers are they worth it, Denise Van Outen, and also Sarah Harding. I was intrigued by the scathing reviews I found online, and I felt a moral obligation to watch it, but there was no way to buy it digitally, so I either had to watch a horrible rip on YouTube or get the DVD. I think we've already established that. The film came out in 2013, so I don't know why there's not a high quality version floating around. If only there was one in the description. Let's look at the DVD itself. I love the stars next to Danny's name trying to trick you into thinking they got 4-star reviews, when in actuality, there were no 4-star reviews. A righteous rom-com. Who said that? Did you say that? Plus, star cameo appearances including Judi Dench, Cliff Richard, Rolf Harris. There's also a signature on this. When I ordered it, the image provided was just a stock photo of the poster, so then I looked through the entire cast list to see who signed it, and it was the director. I don't know either. And it seemed the DVD shop employee didn't care either because they just slapped a sticker right on top of it.
Sweat.
The film's exactly 90 minutes long, and here's how the plot goes. The film starts with some B-roll of London, no real introduction into who John Smith is other than he's a taxi driver, and there's that advertised Rolf Harris appearance, along with some obvious messy editing and some cheap slideshow transitions.
Hey! Find it in! Hey! Piss off!
Language! Hold it! Fart face!
That's Judi Dench. Classic Shakespearean actor Dame Judi Dench is playing a homeless woman on the most obvious set of all time. John attempts to save her from two muggers, but instead gets hit and knocked out. Then the two wives are then introduced, who are both concerned when they wake up and John isn't in the same bed as them. That's Stephanie, that's Michelle. You will forget their names soon enough. In reality, John has been sent to the hospital and then is escorted back home to Michelle.
And he was due back at 7:30 this morning. I'm worried. Well, he might have fallen asleep at the wheel of his taxi.
Sweat.
I should point out how this film is actually an adaptation of a stage play, which, to be fair, has been quite well received since its premiere over 40 years ago, and that's probably why these camera angles look so awkward, and the acting is akin to a stage show. The director of this wrote the original play, and I would know that because I have his autograph. Neil Morrissey's character is then introduced as the downstairs neighbour, Gary. Don't be prepared to laugh at him.
Well, I'm Richard Holland. Call me Dick. My photographer, Francis.
Hi, Dick. Hi, Francis. May I call you Fanny? Hi, Dick.
Hi, Fanny.
A police officer called Troughton brings John home and advises him to stay there, but John needs to let his other wife know he's alright. Oh, the humanity.
I keep telling you, madam, our computer went down, but it's sorted now.
My husband could be lying in a hospital bed on one of those vibrators.
After learning Gary will have a reporter from a newspaper around because of the mugging, John becomes frightened that if any photos are taken, the other wife will find out about the bigamy. It's such a shame to see this when Danny has proved on numerous occasions he can actually act when he wants to. Take his leading role in The Football Factory, Wasp. His debut was literally Human Traffic, and he had a very strong 10-year run on EastEnders, the BBC soap opera. It's not like Danny will be cast in the next Christopher Nolan film, but he's good for the hardman roles he's typecast in. Not this 12-rated, borderline borderline amateur farce.
Nobody laughed in the screening. You know, people aren't laughing. People aren't finding it funny. Loads of people saw Run for Your Wife on stage and did laugh. The problem is with the film itself. Dyer in an interview said, well, I generally play the lovable rogue. And you go, well, the word in there is lovable. And the problem is if you don't find the central character in any way lovable or funny, then you're not going to in any way engage with the drama.
Literally the next 10 minutes is some characters running about while John hides and talks to his other wife. This character literally has a chocolate cake out of nowhere, only just so Gary can sit on it and have some kind of gross out moment to make the audience go, oh, wait, no, sorry. There we go. Then the film becomes less of a rom-com and more of an A-level media studies crime thriller when the policeman who brought John home, Troughton, discovers he has 2 different addresses. And at this particular point, I should mention that despite the quality of this isn't a direct-to-DVD film. This was released in cinemas, and I'll give you a few seconds to guess how much it made. £602. I'm not joking, not £602,000, just £602. Guess how much it cost to make? £900,000! You won't believe it, but this film also got a proper premiere with dozens of photographers, and it all happened right next to a Bella Italia. John then tries to escape through the window, stacks it, and then there's a genuine stepping on a rake gag. I'm not making it up. This film tries desperately to be a classic 1970s carry-on style, farcical sex, gross-out style comedy, but it completely falls flat because it doesn't know the difference between a few cheeky jokes and just having a stereotypical gay character for the sake of it. Look, he's got flower underwear, that's not what men wear. It just isn't funny. It just makes your eyes go so far back into your skull, you can see the food you ate hours before.
Hi, I'm a sausage roll. Don't ask why I'm not chewed up, that's none of your business. Conveniently, I'd like to ask you to subscribe, because why not?
That's such a stupid voice.
It's not a stupid voice!
There's this weird Spotify plug with the most offbeat choreography you will ever see.
5, 6, 7, 8, right, left. Pull the chain.
The next sequence is just so bland and just outright stupid that I'm skipping it. Just know that John's trying to come up with a fake reason why there's 2 addresses with his name. Did I mention that there's cameos in this? I would estimate about 100 British actors, presenters, and just things are in this, scattered about. There's so many cameos in this that for a few of them, this was their last appearance in a film of their decades-long careers. John then goes around stealing and eating. He's not meant to do that! Sweat. All the newspapers in the town. A lot of the footage being weirdly sped up. Christopher Biggins and Lionel Blair brutally murder the entire cast, and then he falls through the roof. Meanwhile, John gets caught by Troughton for having the 2 marriages, and then the 100,000th gay joke gets made by Troughton, saying him and Gary are in a homosexual relationship, which leads to Michelle travelling to the other house to confront him. I've watched this film twice to make this video, and I still don't know who this side character is, and also, the cast list says that Noel Edmonds makes a cameo as a man in shop, and I can confidently say they lied. But before that, the extras in the background stop to just admire what's going on. I'm giving quite simple plot details here, but simply, that's it. Either that or I just list every quote-unquote joke, and my videos aren't made to be slept to. In case you forgot, this movie is set in London. Look, it's the Big Ben. It's a double-decker.
Right. Oh, God, you idiot! Mind my bloody trousers! God.
Michelle then confronts John, and then Stephanie enters, and the 2 wives meet for the first time.
Who the bloody hell are you anyway?
We're on the flat downstairs.
And what the bloody hell does she mean by we? I'm gonna call the police.
He then goes to own up about his other wife.
Not a tart, she's a fella.
Sweat. The next few minutes were a bit transphobic, especially by 2012 standards, and then he's taken to an interrogation room. The music rises.
Why?
And the most anticlimactic reveal takes place.
The reason I have 2 homes is because I'm married to Michelle Smith, and I live in Stockwell, and at the same time, I'm married to Stephanie Smith, and I live in Finsbury. That's it. I'm a bigamist.
No, you're not. You're a sweat. He then somehow sleeps with both of them at the same time. They never actually find out about each other, and then they both say,
I think I'm pregnant.
John Smith will return in, caught in the net. No, he didn't. Do I really need to sum this up? Such a simple premise is extended for way too long. There's incredibly outdated humour and outdated cameos. The entire movie just seems so forced, so forgettable, and at the end of it, you can just immediately close the tab, then ring the Samaritans and regret your life choices. The reason nobody makes slapsticky, rude comedies anymore is because the era and the audience for that genre has passed. Enjoy the trends we have now and savour them while they last. Well, maybe except like Skibbity Toilet or something. Danny Dyer doesn't even swear in this, and that's his whole bit. Sweat. Don't get me wrong, he does the best with the script he's given, but overall with the holy crap, is that a Darren Brown reference? Universally panned by viewers and critics alike. Tom Huddleston for Time Out magazine put it best. Run for the exit. Okay, it's over. I can officially move on like I did with my drug addiction. You know, that's it. I'm done with this. It came from space. I'll send it back there. Go, motherfucking gadget! Well, there it goes. Right, what was I doing? What can I watch on Netflix? Tall Girl? I heard that was good. Tall Girl 2? Nah, just watch Peep Show instead.